Hi guys, like in the July 2021 exams, many of you would have noticed in CA final group 1 auditing paper, that paper is the deciding factor, and in group 2 SEMPE paper is the deciding factor. Like what I have noticed after, I thought of doing this much before, but then let exams over and let students settle down first. Then if we do this, it will be a better eye opener. If I do then itself, the moment auditing paper was released, if at all I did that at that moment, a negative impact will be carried for next exams. That's the reason I intentionally delayed it and doing it now. In this video, I'm going to cover few examples of audit paper of CA final and audit paper of CA inter to make you understand how important to have a conceptual clarity. Okay, like everyone, like everyone was saying, CA exams are becoming tough. What should I do? See, first of all, you need to understand the difference between exam based approach and concept based approach. Like I'm noticing now few institutes are coming up with certain videos saying recent exams have become tough, so we are now changing our teaching pattern. Your teaching pattern, or as a student your preparation pattern, should not be based on exams. First understand that it should never be based on your exam. See, at the end of the day, what is being tested in exams is completely only from the book. They cannot definitely ask outside the book. I hope you agree it. When, if you prepare perfectly the concepts given by the institute in the study material, you need not worry about whether the exam is easy or whether the exam is tough, whether the exam is high standard or low standard. That and all doesn't come into picture. The problem is many students or many institutes, what I am noticing, they are changing their teaching approaches based on exams. See, you should never do that. You should have a concrete way of making a candidate ready. Just because institute has changed the exam standard little bit higher doesn't mean you have to improve your teaching standard. Give teaching at the best. As a student also, you should prepare the best. You should prepare for the worst and give your best. So read from the study material always. At least suppose if you're following another book, or if you're following a particular faculty book, check how far that faculty book has been in line with ICS study material. How far in a particular chapter all the contents of study material are covered in this material. You need to cross check nowadays. There is a big scam. What happening is some faculties, they don't keep tough topics in their material. Very tough topics or rare topics, they don't keep in the material, and they will say that, they will claim that this material is 100% covering all the topics. But if you really compare, you don't find those topics in their material. So it is high time for you, before you adopt a book, before you follow a particular book or material of a particular faculty or institute, compare it with the study material. What are the topics that are ignored? Identify and read those ignored topics also. If you go with a concept based approach rather than exam oriented, concept oriented, they are not different, man. Today they both become same, they both align to each other today. you know for making you understand, let's discuss with an example. I'll take directly the CA paper 3, CA final paper. This is question number 2A, CA inter new scheme. So there is a question which is asked here. The outcome of the question is, there is some pending fees which is pending before the government. Okay, and there is a issue going on. And here at the end, if the liability is provided in the books, entire reserves will be wiped off. But we don't know whether the liability will be provided or not, because there is a dispute on that. But if we lost the case, we have to create a liability, and entire reserves will be wiped off, which means our entity will close down. If we win the dispute, no need of that. So which means there is a dispute, which raises a significant doubt about going concernability. And here, what is the question? As an auditor, the auditor seeks your guidance as to how this disclosure affects while forming opinion on financial statements. So he's asking you, how this disclosure affects. This is nothing but SA 570. read with SA 700, material uncertainty related to going concern paragraph in the auditor's report. Suppose if this material uncertainty is disclosed by the company in the financial statements honestly, since everything is honestly disclosed, we don't have anything to object. We give unmodified opinion. Plus, this is something very severe, so let's highlight. Instead of highlighting under emphasis of matter, this is a going concern issue, we have a dedicated paragraph given under ACF 570, material uncertainty related to going concern. I'm not giving you here the entire answer explanation and all, because this is not a paper analysis video. This is only an example video, an example to make you understand how conceptually nowadays questions are being asked. Every student reads what is material uncertainty related to going concern, all that, but application is what important. You know, when I record all my auditing classes, I take various examples of material uncertainty. I show Air India material uncertainty related to going concern para. I show ILFS material uncertainty related to going concern, and why they gave such a kind of, you know, opinion by the auditor. I clearly show them in the lectures everywhere. In fact, at CA Inter, I must, CA Inter I'll show you. Even if you're a CA final student, please watch this. Even in CA Inter, there is a question related to audit report. Okay, here the auditor is unable to get the evidence and he want to disclaim the opinion. Very good. Everybody knows disclaimer opinion definition, but that is not tested here. What is asked here is how CA Guru shall amend the description of auditor's responsibilities paragraph as per SA 700. In audit report, there are contents: title, addressee, opinion, basis for opinion, key audit matter, emphasis of matter, other matter paragraph, auditor responsibilities, management responsibilities, report on legal and other regulatory requirements, membership details, date, signature, UD number. In that sixth point is there, right? Sixth or seventh point, auditor responsibilities. In that para, wordings will come. How the wordings will be changed, that is what the depth they are asking. So which means, you know, you just observe my marathon class on CA Inter, which I uploaded few months ago. I challenge open audit report. I opened illustration formats of audit reports and I explained clearly each and every paragraph how it impacts. In the marathon itself I explained. In a regular class also, each and every paragraph, if a particular opinion we are giving, how a particular paragraph in the real audit report it impacts, we covered. Same question asked. And students are saying this is out of syllabus, man. In ICI study material, straight to topic 5.8. This is the topic which is given. It's a straight question. So it is not out of syllabus question, it's a straight question. And same question is applicable even for CA final student. Even in CA final also it can be asked this way. And you see here in CA final they're asking you regarding material uncertainty presentation. And you know, this kind of questions are there in CA final audit report illustrations. Open audit report chapter in CA final study material. There are illustrations. In that, one of the illustration deals with a similar case like this. Similar case, only names have been changed. And students said the paper is conceptual, very high standard, paper became tough. No, nothing. The problem is we didn't prepare well. See, stop throwing reasons on others. Accept your failure. As long as you throw reasons at outside things, you never change. The first thing we should realize is, first we should accept our failure in our preparation. If you don't accept your failure in your preparation, definitely you can't unfold your growth or your intensity or your preparation or your concept or your strategy. Nothing will unfold if you keep on blaming outside circumstances. Realize, not realizing how we should prepare the subject is our mistake. See, I know there are so many who misguide students, but then whatever I say, even now I'm saying something, right? Don't believe it straight away. Question what I'm saying. Question what I'm saying. Why you should follow me blindly? Question what I'm saying. Am I sounding logically or not? Am I sounding theoretically? Just question it. Why do you blindly follow somebody? You have your own intelligence. You have your own independent thoughts. So question it. Question everything. And there is one more question in CA final paper that caught my attention. That caught my attention is 3A question. What factors, the last line if you look at, what factors will be considered by you while accepting position of principal auditor? This is in SA 600, first point. The first point. If you want, open my 9 hours audit reporting standards. Like 9 hours video I have uploaded very recently covering 8 important standards. And in that first standard SA 600, the example itself I gave 45 minutes. After 45th minutes onwards, 600 reading I do. In that, the first and foremost thing I read is regarding this acceptance of position of principal auditor. I mentioned there clearly, generally this is not tested in exams, but occasionally they may test. If the paper want to be little, if the institute want to ask a little odd questions, they may test this question. I clearly indicated, and that video also uploaded 1.5 to 2 months ago. If you want, you can open and check my 9 hours video covering 8 standards, important standards, which is a CA final recording. In that I covered this point exactly, and the same question came for 5 marks. And this is one question which many students said, where is this? This is there in SA 600, man. In the pronouncement book it is there. It is not there in the main study material. It is there in the pronouncement book. And I covered in the material. In my CA final auditing material I covered. There are so many things which I covered from announcement, some standards, because that is not dealt in the main study material properly. Whatever generally, will be tempted for testing, that I covered. See, always remember, pronouncement have two parts. Main standard, explanatory material. Institute will not test from explanatory material, but main standard is relevant. Main standard is always relevant. And main standard, most of the content of each and every main standard is covered in the main study material, but some points are not covered. That uncovered points you have to read from pronouncement. Many students ask me, sir, should I read pronouncement? No need to read application material. In every standard you have application material. That is not required, but main standard you should always read. And I covered it in my CA final material also, the entire main standard. If you look at ICA material, SA 600 is not covered in depth. But in the pronouncement it is covered. I covered it in my material. I gave my material 2.5 months ago. So which means I didn't even see July exam or any other exam. Okay, but I know exactly what a student should learn from the subject. That is conceptual learning. If you're conceptually strong, people misinterpret the word concept with sentence understanding. Understanding sentence is not conceptual learning. Conceptual learning is completely a next level. Another example I'll tell you. In CA final auditing, I'm taking auditing examples because my core subject is audit. I'm not very good in other subjects, so I'm taking audit. You would have understood the concept of peer review and quality review. I know you know what is peer review, you know what is quality review. Very good. But how many of you know there is another review called Financial Reporting Review Board? There is a review called Engagement Quality Control Review, which is little different from this. There is another review called NFRA review. There are totally 5 types of reviews. Okay, peer review, quality review, FRRB, Financial Reporting Review, Peer Review Board, Quality Review Board, Financial Reporting Review Board, NFRA, and Engagement Quality Control as per standard on quality control for listed companies before signing the audit report. And what is the difference between all these types of reviews and why each and review is important? What is its importance? If you don't understand this, according to me, you're not conceptually strong. You're only interpreting the sentences meanings. That's it. Learning the meaning of the sentence, that is not. And can I tell you one more example? In peer review, the audit forms are divided into 2 levels, level 1 and level 2. But in reality, if you look at peer review certificate list in the ICA website, there is another level called level 3. How many students knows there is a level 3 audit forms in peer review? People only think level 1, level 2. So that is sentence understanding. You're reading what is there in the book. But if you look at practicality and connect it with the book, I'm telling you, any level at which the question paper is asked, you can answer it. I'm challenging, you can answer it. And there is one more question which caught my attention is bank audit related chapter. To which authority auditors should submit their audit report? So they're asking a practical question, to which authority, and it's a nationalized bank. There are 2 options. One, to the President of India. If you look at State Bank of India audit report, which is a nationalized bank, to the President of India, it reads as. Or to the shareholders, you can simply put the word shareholders. That is also permitted. Next one, list the matters covered under Companies Act. State Bank of India, if you look at their audit report, if you look at report on legal and regulatory requirements section of the auditor's report, inside that 143 subsection 3, 10 inquiries are there. Sorry, 10 matters are there. 10 matters have to be reported. Reporting under CARO for the bank, not applicable, right? You need to mention that. So students said, as soon as they see this question, some students texted me, sir, what is this? Like, we didn't understand what company set requirement. If you look at audit report of a bank also, you will understand this. So that kind of interconnection should be there. Further, there is one more question which caught my attention. 4B. The auditors are required to understand, evaluate, validate entity level controls. The moment you look at this word, you need to understand there is a chapter called in CA Final Audit in Automated Environment, Automated Environment Audit. In that, entity level controls are there. Direct entity level controls, indirect entity level controls. There are two types of, in practically we call it as ELCs, which we do in management audits. There is a concept called internal operational management. Management auditors will verify ELCs. Generally, normal internal audit staff will not verify. Normal operational audit staff will not verify ELC effectiveness. ELC's effectiveness in reality is verified by Big Four in so and so companies, especially when they are doing management audit. Relating to that, they are asking this question. You know, what are the procedures you perform for understanding and evaluating company's whistleblower policy? Many students couldn't crack this question. What points I should check? And you know, this is a straight question. This is a straight question. Sorry. This is a straight question. You see here. The following example shows how the auditor performs an understanding evaluation of whistleblower policy. Whistleblower policy. This is a straight question. So these points, the bullet points which are mentioned here, that is what you just have to write. It's a straight question from study material and there in my material also. Part 2 of my main material. So at least now let's realize one fact. It's stop blaming the circumstances or institute or outside thing. First look at yourself. Are you really studying 100% syllabus or not? See, suppose if you are ignoring 1/3 of a syllabus, ignore 1/3 of chapters. At least that is fine. But what people are doing, you know, they are doing ABC analysis. In each chapter ABC, C category they are ignoring. And in examination, C category question only comes. In every chapter, C category question comes. That's it. The student will definitely, you know, fail. No. Divide the chapters into ABC. Let me, if I have to tell you, divide the chapters into ABC. Okay, A category chapters, B category chapters, C category chapters. Okay, let's assume audit in automated environment, CA final, risk assessment chapter, and 2 or 3 schedule 3 chapter, consolidated financials audit chapter. Okay, let's keep it under C category. Let's not read them. Remaining chapters, prepare 100%. Prepare 100%. If you prepare 100% of the 80% or 70% of the chapters 100%, obviously only from 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 chapters which we are ignoring, from them only 100 marks won't come, right? So this is safe strategy, and this is what I mentioned in my previous videos. 2/3 approach. 2/3 approach. It's not 2/3 of every chapter. It's 2/3 of the entire subject. So I hope this video helped you. If you're having any queries, okay, on whatever the content I spoke, feel free to text in the comments below. See, my video is only to make you understand what mistake you're doing. Exactly. You would have come across many videos, but definitely mine would have been little different and very logical. That's it. Thank you. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.